What's your favorite curse word?
Trump. I don't want to express too much confidence, but I've given Barack Obama a good tussle at the White House. I played in a state championship team, a little college basketball for freshmen, and I'm a pretty fierce defender, and I've got a little mid-range jump shot that goes up on occasion. So I think I'd be okay, so bring it on. Sticks, guns, bottles, knives, it's all the same to me. We'll take them to the hoop. We have one existential crisis, and that is the climate crisis. We have an opportunity to save future generations, and we ought to take it. The last days I'm on Earth, I want to be able to look at my grandchildren and say that I did everything humanly possible for them so that they would not live a degraded future. If I am President of the United States, this will be the #1 priority of the United States. Nothing less than that is up to this challenge. I think Alan Alda, because he's a man of science.
I'm very curious about science, and I like to read about it all the time. That's all I read.
Well, that's a long answer with many nominees, but at the moment, I don't zip up my pockets when I climb mountains or backcountry ski, and occasionally something will fall out, and my sons tease me unmercifully about this bad habit. What are you willing to lose your seat over? What are you willing to stand up for? And in mine, there are many things, but right now it is defeating climate change.
Here's a question from one of your opponents to everyone. Former Congressman Delaney says, why are you the person to do this job?
We have exactly one chance to rescue this nation from an existential threat. We have exactly one more presidential term to right the ship and remove the shadow of willful ignorance of Donald Trump, who has said that wind turbines cause cancer when we know they cause jobs. We have one chance to have a president who can ignite and inspire the country to a national mission of developing a clean energy revolution. I am uniquely suited for this job in this moment, and I believe the nation is ready for it. Probably pulling weeds in a neighbor's garden. I have been actively pursuing an effort to remove this shadow of racial disparity for a long time. I started working with farm workers and voting for rights for farm workers in 1989. Now as a governor, I'm trying to root out implicit bias. I've required my top leadership to take implicit bias training so that we can get people to understand the power of implicit bias. I've been very active trying to eliminate racial disparity in our criminal justice system, including offering pardons to thousands of people who had marijuana convictions, and we now are reinstituting affirmative action so that everyone has a shot at a good job and an education. I actually approach this issue with humility, because I have not personally experienced what so many other people have experienced as a black youth or a woman or an LGBTQ member. And because of that humility, I really take an added responsibility on my shoulders. I believe that I have to double and triple my efforts to lead my state towards a more perfect and just union.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog.
I know a lot of Irish drinking songs, but I'll just go Born to be Wild. How's that? No. Definitely, we have to get to the bottom of this, which is having an extremely extensive investigation. It is my belief that this is a president who has not only tried to put gum in the works of justice, but is lying to the American people repeatedly. And this justifies not only the investigation, but at the right moment, look at and go down the impeachment track, and I will be supportive of that. Well, the thing that pops to my mind is the dreamers helping our dreamers, and these are some of the most ambitious, creative, energetic people in the state of Washington. And what we've done for dreamers is to make sure that they can get into our colleges and have a way to finance it with in-state tuition and financial help. And there's nothing better to be a governor to meet a dreamer who says, I've been able to go to college because of what you did. That's a pretty good thing in a day. That if you've ever been defeated, you can't win. I've been defeated. I lost my seat in Congress in 1994. I was in a very Republican district, and I knew if I voted to ban assault weapons that I would probably lose my seat. And I did vote for it, and I did lose my seat. But I've never regretted that for one single moment. It was the right vote then. It is the right vote now. And now I'm governor of a state that has led in 3 major gun safety measures that has got the NRA on the run. You know, that doesn't happen to me a lot. I seem to have a battery that recharges pretty quickly. So I've never really experienced that except on a couple mountain climbs. Sometimes you put that pack down and your feet are a little tired. So on occasion I've taken a half an hour off to put them up on a log and rest. I've got to start with Trudy, who I met in Spanish class when I was 15 years of age. And there's so many reasons to love Trudy, because everybody does. But at the moment, I am particularly in love with her because she is willing to participate in democracy. It is not easy to run for president or Congress or state legislature. There's a lot of people in my life I love, but I'm going with Trudy first. The value of marriage. I changed my mind on August 27, 1972, and I've decided that was a good decision because for 46 years I've been married to my soulmate, Trudy, and it's worked out really well. If I get 6 hours, 6.5, I'm pretty good. Well, I've done that a lot of times in my life. I voted for the assault weapon ban and provided one of the critical votes to ban assault weapons. I voted against the Iraq War. I was very vocal against that abuse of intelligence by an American president, which we are seeing again. They were votes of conviction that I thought was important to the people I represent, knowing it was going to hurt my political career. But that's what we need in office, and it's one thing I believe. And I've always believed that I've run for office to get something done, not to be someone, and that's why I've been successful ultimately in the work I've done.